This is my first star-shaped cake, so I thought I would take you through how I do it. I printed this star shape on the computer and cut it out, and then I made sure it fit nicely over the 7-inch round cake because this is one that I was going to use. This is a 2-layer 7-inch chocolate cake, and I'm using my 6-egg amount for this one. You can purchase my recipes and charts through the stand store on my page. Once the cakes were baked, I wrapped them up in cling film, and then the next day I levelled them off. I did put them in the freezer for a while because cakes are much easier to carve when they're really, really cold. So I got my star template and cut round it with a serrated knife. I just outlined it with the knife and then I cut the pieces off. These extra pieces here I filled with buttercream and chocolate ganache and put them in a box and gave them to the customer. I then put that star on top of the other round cake and cut out again, so I've got 2 star shapes. I'm using ganache under my buttercream cakes this week because it's really warm here in the UK and it just adds extra stability. So I went round and did a dam with my milk chocolate ganache and then put chocolate buttercream in the middle. I then put it in the fridge for around half an hour, and then I did a layer of milk chocolate ganache all around the outside of the cake. I just used my small palette knife and scrape it, and then it went in the fridge again for around half an hour. I did 2 layers of milk chocolate ganache under this, just to again add that extra stability, and I wanted a dark base for the dark red buttercream. The red buttercream that I'm using here is a mixture of vanilla buttercream, cocoa powder, red extra and black extra by Sugar Flare. And I put the dark red all over the cake and covered it and just kept going around with my scraper, filling in the holes until I was happy with how smooth it was. This was definitely harder than a round or a heart or a square cake to cover, just because of all the angles of the star and the points. But I just tried to be really patient, and I just kept going round, running my scraper under boiling water each time and going clockwise and anti-clockwise and filling in the holes. But at one point I did wonder if I'd ever get it as smooth as I wanted it to be. I didn't worry too much about the edges because I knew I would be piping black patterns on those. I just really wanted to get the sides nice and smooth. I then put it in the fridge again for around half an hour to firm up. Then I used a blob of milk chocolate ganache to attach it to a black cake drum. I lifted it on as carefully as I could. Again, it's warm here in the UK at the moment, so I tried not to handle it too much because I didn't want hand marks all over it. And the message on the top was to be "bite me." So I piped that on in the dark red, and then I went over the top of it with a black thinner nozzle. I like this effect of piping when it's 2 colours and 2-tone. I actually find it easier to pipe a message on like this. This is a leaf nozzle, so I went round and did lots of ruffles around the bottom and the top. I did this dark red and then I went over with the black. This is the first type of cake I've done in this style and I love it. I think these are called vampire cakes, and I actually hadn't seen them before until this customer sent me the inspo pictures. But I do really like it and I hope I get to do more in the future. I made some black buttercream roses this week and they had been in the freezer, so if you want to see how I made those, let me know, because I did film myself making them. This was the first time I've ever made them before, so I thought I'd catch it on camera, but these were nice and firm because they'd been in the freezer, so I popped those on the cake as well. I did one on each of the points of the star on the top and the bottom, so that was 10 altogether. And here is the finished cake, my first star cake, all finished. I love it. I really want to do another one. It definitely took me longer than the other cakes to buttercream, but I think it was worth it. I'm really pleased with it.